we welcome you to live MCTV baseball here at Rickback Shirley Field. The Mifllin County Huskies are taking on the Mechanicsburg Wildcats. Hello, everybody. My name's Aiden Stevens. We have a great game on tap here today. Mechanicsburg got the best of the Huskies last time out. Came out with a sweep last year, winning down here 3-2 and winning at Capolia's Field 11-7, the highest scoring game the Huskies had all season. On the bump today for the Huskies will be Madden Weaver. It's a busy week here for MCTV baseball, as the Huskies have 4 games this week, coming off of a split against the reigning state champ Cedar Cliff Colts. I also will play Mount Union at Capolia's Field this Friday. Mechanicsburg coming off of a win against State College. In that game, Grady Weaver threw 5 innings of play, got the win against State College by an 8-3 final score. Weaver's full stat line, he went 6 innings, no earned runs, 10 strikeouts in the victory. Weaver also went 3 for 3 from the plate.
Good afternoon and welcome to Rick.
As the national anthem is going to take us away.
The proud home of your Mechanicsburg Wildcats. This afternoon, the Wildcats play host to the visiting Mifflin County Huskies. On behalf of the Mechanicsburg Area School District and the Mid-Penn Conference, thank you for joining us for another season of Wildcat baseball, and we hope you enjoyed today's game. Fans, please keep in mind athletics are an extension of the classroom. Actions meant to demean players, coaches, teams, spectators, and officials are not in the highest ideal of an interscholastic education and will not be tolerated. Booing, taunting, profanity, and attempts to intimidate officials and opponents is unfriendly, unsportsmanlike, and unacceptable. The student athletes, coaches, and officials before you are giving you their best, so you should give them yours. Be loud, be proud, be positive. Sportsmanship, the only missing piece, is you. Today's umpires is Frank Putri, Keith Epicino. And now for the starting lineup for today's game. First, for the visiting Huskies. Leading off, playing center field, number 23, Evan Strohecker. Batting second, the pitcher, number 27, Madden Weaver. Batting third, the shortstop, number 15, Carl Shirey. Batting fourth, the designated hitter, number 44, Chase Leister. He is batting for number 1, the left fielder, Joel Beamer. Batting fifth, the third baseman, number 17, Lincoln Rubel. Batting sixth, the catcher, number 11, Easton Lepley. Batting seventh, the second baseman, number 7, Chase Hartung. Batting eighth, the first baseman, number 43, Thad Gerwin. And batting ninth, the right fielder, number 4, Reese Christine. And now for your Wildcats. Leading off, playing shortstop, number 3, Grady Weaver. Batting second, the center fielder, number 2, Caden Valentino. Batting third, the second baseman, number 5, Dave Magaro. On the mound, batting fourth, number 14, Micah Solomon. Batting fifth, the catcher, number 4, Calvin Collier. Batting sixth, the third baseman, number 28, Parker Ball. Batting seventh, the right fielder, number 6, Bryson Noor. Batting eighth, the first baseman, number 13, Will Lucas. And batting ninth, number 29, Aaron Hilgenfritz. At this time, we ask that you please rise if able. Gentlemen, please remove your hats. Active duty and all military veterans may render an appropriate hand salute as we honor the United States of America with the presentation of the Star-Spangled Banner.
Star Spangled Banner plays us to get ready for first pitch. Strohecker going up against Solomon to lead us off. Solomon, a freshman, making one of his first appearances of the season. Strohecker obviously so lethal with the bat. Almost guaranteed to get on base in that leadoff spot. But it's going to be a good game nonetheless. You're going to have to go back to 2 seasons ago for when the Huskies beat Mechanicsburg. Last season it's a sweep, and now the Wildcats are taking the field for the first time tonight. 7 innings of baseball here at Shirley Field. Solomon throws around an 84-mile-an-hour fastball. His curveball is expected to be around that speed. Doesn't really drop off, but his changeup, his third pitch, that's the one that will drop in speed around 10 miles an hour, though. But the Huskies are going to be really sitting on that fastball. Mifflin County coming off their second win of the season, their first win since opening day. That win came against the Little Lions from State College, and then Cedar Cliff in the second game of the doubleheader. Weaver's going to be pitching, but also he will be on the bump for Mifflin County. Like to point out something, that right field wall, it's tall, but it is short. 265 feet. With the right pitch, I might be able to hit a ball 265 feet. And I haven't touched a bat in long time. I'll let you know that for sure. It's now getting attacked by a bee here behind the camera. That's always nice to see. That's how you know spring is officially underway. Very loud music played right over top of us. Final warm-up pitch is thrown. Coming to the plate, Evan Strohecker. Key for Mifflin County is get runners on base and keep the energy up. Solomon a lefty, Strohecker a lefty. Lefty v lefty here to start tonight's matchup. Time of first pitch, 3 minutes past scheduled, 4:18. Takes ball 1 low, and that is how this evening's game is going to get underway. Mechanicsburg, I would say the weirdest field dimensions in the mid-pen, called strike 1. Count is 1-1. This will be Solomon's third pitch. The lefty sets and fires. That one hit through the gap. It'll be a single. Evan Strohecker does what he does best. Gets on first base, and we know with his speed he might be off to second. Now the pitcher, Madden Weaver, comes up to the plate. Mifflin County lost last season here, 3-2, but they should have gotten a third run. They kind of got robbed of one. There was a weird play with the rules, you know. Mifflin County should have been given a run on a non-forced play, but they weren't rewarded. That's outside, ball 1 to Weaver. Someone knows the count to Weaver. Pickoff. Strohecker could have crawled back to first base. Was in no pressure. Was in no real, I guess, hurry to get back. Back in safely by a good distance. 1-0 still the count. Weaver does his little bat swing as that one popped up right field. Right fielder giving chase. Gets under it for the first out. Carl Shirey now comes up to the plate. He had a big double in the win against Cedar Cliff.
15, Carl Shirey.
That double came in the bottom of the second inning. A bases clearing double. 2 outs and a 2-2 count. Maybe Strohecker will go into motion now. takes inside. That one's going to get back here behind us. Strohecker easily has second. Dugout wanted him to go to third. Strohecker smartly stays at second. Mifflin County already has a runner in scoring position here. One just got under. Split the 5-hole of the catcher. Now Shaggy has a runner in scoring position here with 1 out. Leisner on deck. A lot of pop in that bat. He's just been unlucky with where the ball's been going. Been finding a lot of leather. Here comes the 1-0. Swings through. It'll be ones across the board. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Here, if you're just joining us, you've missed 2 bad bats. Mifllin County is a runner in scoring position. Strohecker singled to right. Flew out to right. Weaver did. And Strohecker reached the second on a wild pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out to Shirey. Sets and fires. That one high and it nearly got him. 2-1's the count. Leicester on deck. Rubel in the hole if we get there. Shirey's been so clutch in so many different situations this season for the Huskies. Swings through strike 2. It's a 2-2 count. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runner on second. Leicester on deck. Solomon takes a deep breath. Takes a check back over at Strohecker on second. Here's the 2-2. High. We'll go full. If Shirey is walked, the force play will be at any base besides home. For Leicester. Husky dugout. Getting loud here. So here is the payoff pitch to Shirey. Swings through strike 3. Looked like the curveball just got him there, and now Leicester comes up with 2 outs.
That'll bring up the designated hitter. Number 44, Chase Leicester.
Solomon trying to strand Strohecker at second. With 2 outs in the top half of the first inning. Still a lot of game left to be played. Miflin County hit really well in that second game against Cedar Cliff. Trying to do the same here against Mechanicsburg. Solomon still looks back at second. Now fires. Called strike 1. 0-1's the count to the designated hitter. Hitting for the left fielder. Here comes the 0-1 to Leicester. Leicester hits a ball left field. Going on contact, getting under it. It'll get down. Strohecker sent around home. No play at the plate. Huskies lead 1-0. Leicester's on second, and the Huskies grab an early lead. 1-0 here in the top half of the first. Strohecker over there hyping up the dugout after he gets home.
That'll bring up the third baseman, number 17, Mifllin Rubel.
Leicester feel like he's been due for a hit. Maybe even a lucky hit, but he's been doing that. Couldn't have came up big here early in a game more like that. Rubel swings through strike 1. It's an 0-1 count to the third baseman. Got some good news for the Huskies. Next game, Jaden Smith will return back to the lineup. He'll head over to first base, where he's played pretty much his whole baseball career. It's where he was playing last season. Here comes the 0-1 to Rubel. Rubel trying to bring Leicester home. That one up the middle, and there's going to be no play. They're going to send Leicester home. Center fielder guns it in. There's a play at the plate. He is out at the plate. Mifflin County's not able to score the run. And it's going to remain 1-0 Huskies here after the top half of the first. Early runs for Mifflin County. They've been stingy at times, but Mifflin County able to capitalize there. 1-0 on the scoreboard. Don't go anywhere. You're watching MCTV Baseball. On the bump for the Huskies is going to be number 27, Madden Weaver, getting warmed up here. Mifllin County, 1 run on 3 hits in the first inning. The key for Miflin County, they need to capitalize on the chances that they get. Early in the season, they didn't have a lot of chances. Nonetheless, they capitalized on one in the top half of the first. It's now coming up to the plate. Number 3, Brady Weaver.
Leading off for the Wildcats, the shortstop, number 3, Grady Weaver.
Weaver had 3 hits against State College. He also had 0 earned runs, 6 innings with 0 earned runs. There was 3 scored. 0 of them were earned, so that won't hurt his ERA. Weaver's first pitch of the game. Spikes 1 in the dirt. 1-0. Weaver sets and fires. That one outside. 2-0's the count to the shortstop. On Monday, in our doubleheader, the weather was almost the polar opposite. It is absolutely gorgeous out. There's not a cloud in sight. Sun shining. Called strike 1. Got the bottom part of the plate. Two-one is the count. Here's the 4th pitch. That one hit down the line will be foul. 2-2 count. Two balls, 2 strikes. First at bat for Mechanicsburg in the game. Two balls, 2 strikes. Pitch. Takes high, will go full. Weaver's first at bat of the game. It's full. Count is full. Weaver sets and fires. Takes ball 4 in the dirt. Mechanicsburg has their first base runner of the game on a walk. And we know Weaver has some speed.
That'll bring up the center
fielder.
He
might take off.
Number 2, Caden Valentino.
So Valentino steps up into the plate now. Here comes the first pitch to Valentino. Weaver stays put. That one hit out of play. It'll hit the pavilion behind the right field spectators. Oh, 1 count. Always got to be weary of Weaver taking off over at first. He does now. Strike 2 thrown. The play at the bag. He is out. A great play by Lepley behind the plate. It's an 0-2 count with 1 out. Easton Lepley, the nicest way to put it is gunned him down. Now it's 0-2 with 1 out. You get rid of the base runner. Weaver now could go quickly 2 up, 2 down. That one popped foul out of play. Nearly hits our bus that we traveled here on. Close, spitting a cigar. O2 still counts, so Weaver still has some pitches, but he would like to get him out here. That one hit up the middle. Strohacker giving chase. It'll get down, and Mechanicsburg gets their first hit of the game on an 0-2 single to center field.
And I'll bring up the second baseman, number 5, Gabe Magaro.
Gabe Maguro steps up down to the plate. Third baseman. Sorry, second baseman. Now Solomon on deck. Solomon's a freshman, hitting cleanup and pitching at the varsity level. Very impressive stuff there. Take strike one. The low and outside corner got the call. Double play would end the inning here for the Huskies. Obviously, that would be ideal. But you got to take outs where you can get them here. Mechanicsburg scored 8 against State College in their last outing. So runs are accustomed to this team. Blows the heater by him. 85 on the radar gun. That's an 0-2 count. So now another 0-2 count here for Madden. Runner takes baby steps. Getting closer to second. That one hit right field. Right fielder Christine giving chase. That'll be down. The runner's going to go from second to third. They're going to hose him at second. The play at the bag. He is out. An outfield assist for Christine and Hartung. But now there's 2 outs with a runner on third. The pitcher coming up to the plate. The defense here for Mifflin County has been stellar. We saw this last season. Tried to leg out a double, was unable to. That's twice the Huskies have gotten someone out at second. Valentino steps up to the plate. 2 out. Runner on third. Weaver sets, fires. First one in the dirt, ball 1. Sun is shining down just over the Mechanicsburg dugout. So the sun's going to be really in the eyes of the first, second, and right fielders. That one's taken for strike 1. 1-1, 2 outs, runner on third. Here's the 1-1. That one inside. The runner's going to go home. They're going to call it a dead ball. So the run will not count. A dead ball almost kind of saved the Huskies in that situation, because if you think about it, that ball is fouled, anything like that. Now batting,
Number 4,
Calvin
Collier.
Now, Alex Mengelai is going to be the courtesy runner. So runners on the corners, 2 outs. Weaver sets, fires, takes ball 1. One looked good to me. Would have been just a tad high and outside from my angle. Weaver sets up and fires the 1 out. That one more outside. 2-0's the count. Walk would load the bases. Nobody across in the inning now. Weaver just trying to limit the damage. That one hit back up the middle, right to Strohecker, who has the 3rd out of the inning. Runners are stranded on the corners for Mechanicsburg. Don't go anywhere. You're watching MCTV Baseball. A caught stealing and a outfield assist held the Wildcats to 0 runs in the bottom half of the first inning. Definitely had a lot of chances there to score. You had leadoff runner on first. If you think about it, defense made 2 of those outs there. And that's no shot at Weaver. Weaver pitched great to get out of that inning, but the caught stealing, the outfield assist, defense wins championships, and right now they have the Huskies the lead right now. If the difference in this game is 1 or 2 runs, we could very easily look back at the bottom half of the first frame and see that was the difference. Easton Lepley now comes up to the plate. In game 1 of the doubleheader, he arguably could have had a home run.
The catcher, number 11, Easton Lepley.
Had the power to leave the yard, but just the wind killed it. And a great play by the center fielder for Cedar Cliff. Reeled it in. First pitch to Lepley. Inside, ball 1. Hartung on deck. I believe Gerwick is in the hole. So 1-0 the count to the senior catcher. That one hit left field. Left fielder gets under it for the first out.
That'll bring up the second baseman, number 7.
So 1 out.
Hartung.
Lepley had a good piece on it. Hartung steps up into the plate. He threw in game 2. The doubleheader got the win. Hartung swings through strike 1. Red 70s on the radar gun. Valentino doesn't have the best arm, but he must have a lot of rotation, a lot of good spin if he's starting on varsity. Curveball in the dirt. Red 73. And a quickly, it's an 0-2 count to the varsity quarterback. Here comes the 0-2. Hartung swings through. Drop third strike. Throw over to first, simply in time. Quickly 2 up, 2 down here in the second, my apologies.
That'll bring up the first baseman, number 43, Zach Gerwick.
Gerwick now steps up into the plate. Got the win against Altoona. Had a loss in game 1 of the doubleheader against Cedar Cliff. So he's 1-1 on the season on the mound. Takes high for ball 1. He stepped into the lineup over Leister. Leister is DHing now. Husky dugout getting loud. That one low. 2-0. Christine on deck. Strohacker in the hole. If we get there. 2-0. That one at the eyes. 3-0's the count. Almost think it's a auto take here, knowing that it's a 3-0 count. Here comes the 3-0. Valentino sets it, fires. Called strike 1. 3-1's the count. Valentino expect a fastball here. A pitch that he usually wouldn't throw in a normal count. That one hit center field. Center fielder gets a late read on it, but he still will get under it for the 3rd out. 3 up, 3 down for the Huskies in the top half of the second. Weaver trying to do the same for the Huskies. Don't go anywhere. You're watching MCTV Baseball. Welcome back to MCTV Baseball. If you're just joining us, Mifflin County scored in the top half of the first. Mechanicsburg left runners on the corners due to an F8 fly out to the center fielder, Strohecker. 85 there on the radar gun on the warm-up pitch. And we'll let the PA announcer take it away.
Leading off for the Wildcats, the third baseman, number 28, Parker Ball.
Parker Ball steps up to the plate. Weaver, I believe, was tying his shoe on that one. Wasn't quite sure what exactly the altercation was there. Weaver's first pitch of the second inning, trying to do what Valentino did. Blew 87 by him there on the radar gun. 0-1's the count. Oh, 1. Fouled back. 0-2. Weaver quickly ahead 0-2. Here's the 0-2. That one hit over the shortstop's head. That'll be a single. We're going to have him round first.
That'll bring
Now
up
Mechanicsburg
right
has
fielder
their
number
first
6,
base runner
Bryson
of the second
Moore.
inning. Bryson Moore, left-handed hitter, steps up into the plate. Runner takes his lead over at first. Lupley already has one caught stealing. Takes strike one on the outside part of the plate. Here's the 0-1. Sets, fires. That one just missed the zone. 1-1's the count. Runner on first, nobody out in the frame. Mechanicsburg looking to tie or possibly take the lead. One ball, one strike, nobody out. Weaver sets, fires. Takes high. Ball 2. Runner takes his lead over at first. Key for Weaver is to talk to him a little bit before the game. Since there's strike 2. To throw strikes. May sound simple, but you have a big advantage when you're ahead in the count compared to behind the count. Or even an equal count. Because if you're ahead 0-1, 0-2, 1-2, you really have the playbook open. Weaver's battle back. That one outside, count is full. 87 mile an hour fastball. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Runner on first, nobody out. Pick off. Runner is in safely. Count is full. Weaver takes a check back on the runner at first. Full count pitch, sets, fires. That's outside, ball 4. 2 straight base runners here in the top half, or the bottom half of the second.
Bring up the first baseman, number 13, Will Lucas.
Will Lucas now steps up to the plate. Two on, nobody out. Mechanicsburg looking to tie as tying run in scoring position. Sets, fires, squeeze down the bump, pops it high and foul out of play. For a sacrifice bunt there, move the runners into scoring. Here the first base coach yells sacrifice, insinuating that this is supposed to be a sacrifice bunt, not a bunt and go, I guess. Take strike two. Weaver once again is working to an 0-2 count. Weaver's been throwing strikes, but just has not been able to put away the Wildcats. So I believe this is the third or fourth time that he's gotten into an 0-2 count. I don't think he's put any of them away yet. That one popped foul out of play. Home plate umpire will brush off the plate. Talking to his pitcher here. 0-2. Runner on first and second. For a chance to see the super rare triple play, but I highly doubt we'll see it. Weaver looks back, sets and fires the 0-2. That one fouled back over our press box. Battling. Will Lucas, first baseman, battling here. First and second. 0-2, nobody out. Bottom half of the second. Huskies lead 1-0. Sets, fires. That one hit left field. Left fielder giving chase. Gets under it for the first out. Nobody tags. That's a nice way to get the first out of the inning.
That'll bring up the left fielder, number 29, Aaron Ilgenfritz.
Now, Ilgenfritz, that's a unique name. I like it. Ilgenfritz. And Weaver, the leadoff hitter, is on deck. He reached on an 0-2 hit. So it'll be key here for the Huskies to get one, maybe even two, to end the inning. Pick off to second. He's in there safely. Runner takes his lead over at second once again. Sets, fires the first pitch. Low and outside for ball one. 1 is the count. I believe lefty wanted time. Luckily, or Weaver wanted time. 1-0. Runner is on first and second. Sets back. Takes strike one. One's across the board. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Bottom half of the second. Huskies lead 1-0. Each team has 3 hits. All 3 of the hits for the Huskies came in the top half of the first frame. Mechanicsburg had 2 in the first, 1 in the second. Mechanicsburg has had more base runners. That one hit to the second baseman. 4-6. They're going to call him safe. The bases are loaded for Weaver. Now Weaver comes up to the plate.
The shortstop, number 3, Grady Weaver.
Bases are jammed. 1 out. Now Leisher's going to go. Coach Leisher's going to talk with Lapley. We're going to take a break with him. Don't go anywhere. You're watching MCTV Baseball. We welcome you back to MCTV Baseball Studio. MCTV Baseball, not a studio, just a one-man show here. Weaver's first pitch, take strike one, double play, end the inning. First and third, corners are in. Middle infield is playing for the double play ball. Weaver v. Weaver, sets, fires, swings through strike two. Beautiful slider, 75 on the radar. 0-2. Another 0-2 count for Weaver. Oh, 2, 1 out. Sets, fires. That one low and away. Great pitch, great discipline. 1-2. One balls, two strikes, 1 out, bases jammed. Sets, fires. That one in the dirt. This is eerily similar to a scenario that we had in our last game. Bases were jammed in the bottom half of the second. 2-2 count. The only difference is that it's 1 out instead of 2. Weaver sets and fires. That one in the dirt, blocked. Runner will stay at third. Bases are loaded. Mechanicsburg dugout being the loudest it's been all night. Three balls, two strikes, 1 out. The full count pitch. Swings through strike three and a big time strikeout for Madden Weaver. Blew it by him on the fastball. And now the force play is anywhere. Now Valentino comes up to the plate. I've been calling the pitcher the wrong name for the last inning. I apologize, folks. Solomon's the one on the mound. My apologies. I thought Valentino was on the mound. It's Solomon. My apologies. Takes high from ball one. But you know, we live, we learn. We all make mistakes, and I hope that you forgive me for that one. Takes ball two. 2-0's the count now. Bases juiced for Valentino. 2-0. 2 outs. Bases jammed. Swings through strike one. 2-1's the count. And I think this count, this situation, this is the biggest pitch. Because no matter how you look at it, if it's a ball, he's one ball away from walking home a run. It's a strike, which it is. Beautiful. Pumped his fastest pitch of the game at 88. 2's across the board. Bases are loaded. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs for number 2. And the second hitter in the lineup, Weaver, to get out of the jam. That one spiked in the dirt. There's going to be a play at the plate. There is none. And now Mechanicsburg has their first run of the game, and it's tied. Count is full. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Weaver sets, fires, takes high for ball 4. Bases are loaded once more.
It'll bring up the second baseman, number 5, Gabe Magera.
Magera now comes up to the plate. Bases loaded, 2 outs still. Mechanicsburg trying to get their first lead of the game. Weaver sets first pitch. Called strike 1. Nice off speed on the first pitch. 0-1. First movement in the pen. It's for the Huskies. It'll be Parker Crownover. Steps off. It's just going to be some tossing for Crownover in the pen. Here comes the 0-1. That one blocked by Lepley. 1-1 count. Are going to say that he swung. 0-2 count for Weaver. Oh, 2 outs. Mifflin County looking to limit the damage. 0-2, 2 outs. Bases are full. Here's the pitch. Take strike 3. Weaver gets out of the jam with a big sigh. And we're tied at 1 apiece. Don't go anywhere. You're watching MCTV Baseball. Welcome me back to MCTV Baseball, Mifflin County,
Leading off for
and the
Mifflin
Wildcats
County in
from
the top of the
Mechanicsburg.
third.
Tied at 1
The
o'clock
right
through
fielder, number
2.
4, Reese
Mifflin County
Christine.
scored the top half of the first. Mechanicsburg scored in the bottom half of the second. Identical scorecards. 1 run on 3 hits with an error for each side. 1-0's the count to the right fielder, Christine. Had an outfield assist in the first inning. Weaver is already up to 51 pitches in this game. So the one thing, glad the net's there. The one thing Mifflin County could not have afforded is long innings from Weaver. And to the credit of Weaver, he's gotten in a lot of 0-2 counts, but Mechanicsburg just been able to read them. 1-1 takes strike 2. 1-2's the count. They worked his pitch count already above 50. Parker Crown over in long relief. Expected to throw. Here comes the 1-2. Holds back on the check swing. Won't check. 2-2's the count. Here comes the 2-2. Christine hits one down the line, foul. Hang in there. Mechanicsburg has a lot of returning players. Here comes the 2-2. Takes high, will go full to the right fielder. And with Strohecker on deck, this is a big at bat because realistically, Strohecker's going to put it in play. It's just where in play. That's going to be the question. 3-2. Christine takes inside for ball 4. Mifflin County has their first base runner since the first inning. Now Evan Strohecker comes up to the plate.
Back to the top of the order for Mifflin County. The center fielder, number 23, Evan Strohecker.
Strohecker now comes up to the plate. Single to right his last time up. Runner on first, Christine. Back in safely. Strohecker settles into the plate. Steps off after the pickoff. Strohecker still set in the box. Barely phased by the step off and the pickoff. Comes the first pitch. Strohacker takes strike one. 0-1's the count. Right third base corner is playing extremely in. Strohacker might be able to even bloop it over his head for a base hit. Pick off. No question. 0-1 count. Lead runner drew a walk. Worked back from a 1-2 count. Weaver on deck. Here's the 0-1 to Strohacker. Pulls back. 1-1's the count. Here comes the 1-1 to Strohacker. Strohacker weakly bloops one over the third baseman's head. And call it a prediction, call it a jinx, whatever you want. But Strohacker gets on first base with a hit blooped over the third baseman.
That'll bring up the pitcher.
That's definitely a way to
Number
get on base for
27,
Strohacker.
Madden Weaver.
Now Weaver comes up to the plate. Weaver is a late swing of the bat in the sense of pre-pitch. He just sits here and waits for the pitcher to start his motion. Then he swings the bat back into his stance. Here comes the first pitch to Weaver. Weaver, sacrifice bunt perfectly down the first base line. The play at first base, he is out. Runners now go into scoring position for Carl Shirey with 1 out. Shirey's definitely got some pop on him. Time is called. Home plate umpire's going to clean off home plate.
That'll bring up the shortstop, number 15, Carl Shirey.
Coach Hoppel and Shirey having a chat over there. Just beyond the third base line. Perfect bunt by Weaver. Put the runners in scoring position. A walk and then a bloop over the third baseman's head who was playing in. Here's the first pitch to Shirey. Steps off. Here comes the first pitch to Shirey. Shirey puts a grip on one, a foul out of play. Nearly into the bullpen. Leister on deck. He has the RBI for the Huskies in the top half of the first frame. Doing what the cleanup hitter should, bring home runs. Shirey leads the team in extra base hits. Holds up. One's across the board. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Two runners in scoring, 1 out. Great chance for the Huskies. Huskies have been so good at taking opportunities. As that one hit down the third base line, that'll score Christine. They're going to send Strohacker around third. He's got wheels. The play at the plate, there is none. Mifllin County scores 2 more. The dugout is loud. 3-1 Huskies lead off of the single by Shirey. I don't know what has happened since the end of the first Cedar Cliff game to now.
Bring up the designated hitter,
but
number 44, Chase Leister.
This is the best I've seen this Huskies team hit in the last season and a half I've been with them. They've just been pristine hitting right now. That one fouled back out of play. Shirey is pretty decent speed. I wouldn't be shocked if they let him loose here. Possibly take second base. 0-1 count to the designated hitter. RBI double in his last plate appearance. Got gunned down at home, though, to end the inning. Leaster swings out of his shoes for strike 2. Now Rubel on deck. If we get there, double play ball is in effect. Here comes the 0-2. That one in the dirt. Nice block by the catcher. 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes. That one dribbled down to third. An error by the third baseman. Safe everywhere. Mifflin County has 2 on now for Lincoln Rubel. Mifflin County, guess would you say? I don't know if it's really on purpose or not. They are attacking third baseman.
That'll bring up the third baseman, number 17, Lincoln Rubel.
We're going to have a mound visit here. Don't think we have any motion in the pen for Mechanicsburg. Just kind of have a chit-chat here. Settle his pitcher down. Roll one over. Mifflin County leads by 2. Don't go anywhere. You're watching MCTV Baseball. Welcome back to MCTV Baseball. Solomon's staying in. 2 on, 1 out. 2 already in the inning. Here's the first pitch from Solomon to Rubel. Rubel with a bunt. Play at first. In time. 2 in scoring position now for Easton Lepley. The 2 bunts this inning have came on sacrifice bunts. The 2 outs this inning, came on sacrifice bunts. 2 in scoring. Hartung on deck.
That'll bring up the catcher, number 11, Easton Lepley.
Lepley has a chance to bring in 2 here. Mifflin County scored 2 already in this inning, trying to add on. Lepley swings through that one. That one, 69 miles an hour. Oh, once again. Here comes the 0-1 from Solomon to Lepley. Lepley hammers one left center field. The 2 fielders giving chase back at the wall. It's down. It's going to score 2 runs. I couldn't track it. The fielders couldn't track it. It is 5-1 Huskies. Easton Lepley with a double. Cooper Walters is going to courtesy run for Lepley.
That'll bring up the second baseman, number 7, Chase Hartzler.
That was the type of power we saw in the first game against Cedar Cliff. Lepley had 2 in scoring, 4 scored in the inning. Mifflin County leads by 4 now.
Runner for Mifflin County.
This dugout is like an energy drink right now. They are pumping. Hartung now at the plate. Hartung chops one towards the Mechanicsburg dugout. That'll be out of play. 0-1. Oh, 1, 2 outs, 1 in scoring position. Comes the pitch. That one fouled back, hit the catcher in the mask. Should be okay. Oh, 2, 2 outs. Here comes the 0-2. Take strike 3. That'll end the inning, but the Huskies scored 4. Don't go anywhere. Bottom half of the inning when we return on MCTV. Some motion in the bullpen for Mechanicsburg after a 4 spot from the Huskies in the top half of the third. Some movement in both bullpens as both teams' pitch counts are severely high after an explosive couple of innings. In the pen, number
Leading off for
18,
Mechanicsburg.
Gino Coleman, the
half of the
senior.
third. The pitcher, number 14, Micah Solomon.
Solomon now comes up after allowing 4 in the inning. Weaver with a long rest. First pitch popped up. Smart job by Ruba to call for it early. Gets under it. 1 pitch, 1 out.
That'll bring up the catcher, number 4, Calvin Collier.
Collier, the catcher, steps up to the plate. That one just missed the corner for ball 1. Here comes the 1-0 from Weaver. Takes low for ball 2. 2-0's the count. Weaver started this inning 51 pitches. I don't know, he is 55th. Got a 1 pitch out to start the third inning. That's a 2-1 count. Weaver sets, fires. Takes ball 3. 3-1. Weaver sets, fires. Takes strike 2. Catcher thought it was the ball 4. Wanted to throw the bat, decided better of it. Weaver, another full count. Can he get out of this one? That one chopped to second. Hartung gets by the glove. No throw over to first. Great effort by Hartung. Just better placement by the batter. It's going to be courtesy, Your Honor.
Number 6, Bryson Knorr.
Knorr steps up to the plate.
Courtesy runner for the Wildcats, number 30, Tyler Fay.
Tyler Fay.
Now batting Parker Ball, the third baseman.
Tyler Fay's courtesy runner. Parker Ball is at the plate. Runner on first, 1 out. Mechanicsburg down by 4. Takes strike 1 on the off speed. put that one in a freezer the way he froze them up. 0-1. Pick off. In there safely. Close play. Nice heads-up awareness by Weaver. Another pickoff. That one gets away. The runner's going to take off for second. He'll have second with ease. Now Mechanicsburg has another runner in scoring position. Double play ball is now not in play. Now the runner advances to second on the wild pickoff. 0-1 is the count to ball. Weaver steps back off. Weaver. The 0-1. Takes a deep breath, fires, fouled back out of play. Red 87. And it's an 0-2 count once again for Weaver. This is where Mechanicsburg's been really good at the plate, battling back in these late counts. And now it's an 0-2 count. Oh, 2. 1 out. Runner on second. Time called by the batter. First slight breeze really picks up, and even then it wasn't that much, blowing from left to right. Sets up on the outside part of the plate. Takes strike 3, struck him out. The outside part of the plate. That's the second out of the inning.
Now up to bat, the right fielder, number 6, Bryson Noor.
Noor now comes up to the plate. Mifflin County 1 out away from coming out of the inning unscathed. With the single and then the wild pickoff. Weaver sets, fires, takes strike 1. Weaver's been so good on the first pitch, getting first pitch strikes. Very rarely do you see him behind in a count until it gets full. Even then, it's an even count in some people's eyes. 0-1, 2 outs, runner on second. Mechanicsburg trying to answer after the 4 spot from the Huskies in the top half of the inning. Weaver, outside, ball 1. Mechanicsburg left the bases loaded in the bottom half of the second. They left runners on the corners in the bottom half of the first. This be the 3rd straight inning where they leave somebody in scoring position on base. 2-1's the count. Two balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Weaver getting his grip. Takes a deep breath up on the mound. Sets and fires. Fouled back out of play. Another 87. No fatigue shown from Weaver. Maybe some mental fatigue there late in the second inning. But physical-wise, it looks like he's producing the same amount of velocity as he did in the first. I reckon he's thrown well over 60 now. Here comes the 2-2 from Weaver. Sets and fires. Takes ball 3. Count is full. Runner will not be off. Weaver just trying to get out of the inning. Count is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Right-handed pitcher versus left-handed hitter. Sets, fires. That one fouled out of play. Will do it once more. Scoreboard is lit. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner in scoring position. Mechanicsburg feels like they need to get at least 1 here in this frame. They want to crawl back into this game. If Weaver can strand them, it would be key. The payoff. Takes high, ball 4. Now runners on first and second.
That'll bring up the first baseman, number 13, Will Lucas.
Will Lucas steps up to the plate. He is the 8 hitter for the Wildcats. Weaver's first pitch. Takes strike one. Once again, gets ahead early. It's been multiple strikes away. Multiple times he's been 1 strike away from getting out of the inning. Mechanicsburg's been fighting. That's what they've been so good at in this game. But it only shows 1 run on the scoreboard. Golf clubbed foul. 0-2 again for Weaver. Oh, 2 outs. Weaver's pushing his pitch limit. I believe it is 75. It could be 80. I could be wrong on that. If so, I apologize. 0-2, 2 outs. 2 on. Mifflin County trying to leave a goose egg in the bottom half of the third. That one blocked by Lepley. Nice block. Prevents the runners from advancing. 1-2. I don't hate the throwaway pitch there by Madden. I like the idea, don't like the placement on it. 1-2, 2 outs. First and second. Weaver gets his grip on the ball. Sets, fires. That one hit center field. Strohecker gets under it for the 3rd out of the inning. When we return, Mifflin County tries to add on to their 4-run inning. Don't go anywhere. You're watching MCTV Baseball. New pitcher on the bump for the Wildcats. Number 18, Gino Coleman. Gino Coleman, number 18, coming into pitch. The left-handed hitter. So it will be 8-9-1 due up in the top half of the 4th. Mifflin County scored a 4 spot that inning, the last inning. See if they can do something similar.
Leading off for Mifflin County, the first baseman, number 43, Thad Gerwick.
Gerwick steps up to the plate. So Mifflin County went 8 batters deep. Or 7, my apologies. No, they went 8. They went 8 batters deep in that inning. First pitch to Gerwick. Takes strike 1. 0-1 count to the first baseman. This most likely will be Gerwick's last game at first base. At least for the foreseeable future is Jaden Smith. He's going to pop his way back up into the lineup this coming Friday against Mountain Union. Gerwick goes oppo, right field, gets down for a base hit. And Gerwick gets nice job pulling the hands back, getting on base.
Now batting, number 4, Reese Christine.
Christine will be at the plate. It's going to be a pinch runner. Going to be Gatlin Kaufman on the bases for the Huskies. Christine drew a walk his last time up. Here comes the first pitch to Christine. Had to help the PA booth. My apologies. 0-1's the count. Sets, fires. 0-2 is the count. So 0-2 is the count to Kaufman. Or not Kaufman. Kaufman's the pinch runner. To Christine, my apologies. Sets, fires. That one chopped down the line, foul.
Courtesy runner at first base for Mifllin County, number 13, Gatlin Kaufman.
Oh, 2. Nobody out. Pinch runner over at first. Coleman, the senior, sets and fires. That one inside. Nice take. 1-2. One, two. Sets and fires. Take strike 3. That'll be the first out of the inning. Noticing Coleman loves that slider.
Back to the top of the order for Mifflin County, the center fielder, number 23, Evan Strohecker.
Strohecker 2 for 2. Singled to right. Singled over the third baseman's head and left. So he needs the single one back up the middle. They're going to say Strohecker went. Strohecker gives a shrug of the shoulders like, really? To be fair, Mechanicsburg did get a call that hurting them in that sort of similar situation, so we'll call it a make-up call. Here's the 0-1, 1 out. Strohecker takes strike 2. That slider at 71, and it has a lot of movement. Sets, fires. That one chopped foul. It's what Strohecker's so good at. Doesn't get in an 0-2 counts a lot, but he's good at defending, good at plate vision, you know. This is a guy you would want at the leadoff spot. Good speed on him, good contact. Here comes the 0-2 to the All-State second team, second center fielder. Hit and run goes the other way. Kaufman wanted to go first to third, holds back, and Strohecker has his 3 for 3 on the game through 4 innings.
That'll bring up the pitcher, number 27, Madden Weaver.
Weaver now steps up to the plate. Another runner in scoring position for the Huskies. Mechanicsburg has left runners in scoring position every inning. Weaver's pitch count I overheard 72 pitches, so expect this to be the last time we see him on the field today, unless he comes in for a defensive substitution. Takes ball 1, 83 on the radar. 1 out. Shirey on deck. He has a couple of ribbies on the day already. And he'll have another opportunity to get some more, depending on how this at-bat goes. Anything but a double play would be helpful for the Huskies. Swings through strike one. Slider is nasty. One's across the board. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Mifflin County has 8 hits through 4 1/3. Or through 3 1/3, my apologies. Weaver tries to put a bunt down. That'll go behind the back of Weaver. Runners will advance to scoring. I think that might have made Weaver skip a heartbeat on that one. Tried to squeeze a bunt down, pulled it back, and he was right in the path of the baseball, so he had to almost lunge forward to avoid it. Huskies clapping it up in the bullpen. The infield is playing in, so Striker can pretty much get as big as a lead as he wants over at second. Here comes the 2-1. Sets and fires. Swings through strike 2. Second and third, 1 out. Mifflin County's been good at capitalizing on situations. Here's no bigger. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Sets and fires. That one hit to the first baseman. Kind of a weird pickle play. Weaver tried to slide about halfway through the base path. That was an interesting play because he had Christine over there kind of waiting over at third to see what it will do. There's 2 outs for Shirey, but with 2 in scoring position.
That'll bring up the shortstop, number 15, Carl Shirey.
Shirey ripped one down the third base line for his first 2 RBIs of the game in the top half of the third. This would be no different to bring home some more. Here's the first pitch to Shirey. One of the few right-handed batters in this lineup. Takes strike 1. 0-1 count to the shortstop. Mechanicsburg, if they're able to strand these 2 runners, this might be the momentum shift that they would need to get back into this game because they've had the opportunities, just haven't been able to fully pounce on them like the Huskies have. Here's the 0-1. Takes outside. 1-1's the count. One, 2 outs, 2 in scoring. The delivery. Take strike 2. Shirey thought it was low, and I'm going to agree with him on that one. I thought it was almost at the shins, but it might have been just the angle from here. Ironically, both bullpens are clapping it up here. They know that this is a big pitch situation. Shirey's been a big situation clutch hitter. Here's the 1-2. Swings through strike 3. That's how the inning ends. Mechanicsburg tries to rally when we return in the bottom half of the 4th. Don't go anywhere. You're watching MCTV Baseball. My corrections. Weaver is still out there. Crownover's still getting warm in the bullpen. Expect to see him in relief for today. Might even close the game. Weaver's pushing 72 pitches. But I think this is going to be Crownover's. This is going to be Weaver's last inning. My apologies. So he's pushing 72. 72 pitches. You don't see a lot in high school, but he's still wheeling and dealing and chugging through. (9-1-2) due up here in the inning. It's going to start off with the left
Leading off for
fielder.
the Wildcats, the left fielder, number 29, Aaron Ilgenfritz.
Elgin Fritz. Weaver trying to minimize pitches here. Here's the first one. That one hit to the shortstop. Shirey throws over to first. In time for the first out. Want to talk about minimizing pitches? That's a great way to do it. One pitch, one out in the bottom half of the fourth inning.
That'll bring up the shortstop, number 3, Grady Weaver.
Now Weaver comes up to the plate. Most dangerous hitter here on this Mechanicsburg team, in my personal opinion, from what I've seen over the past season, following what he's been doing. First pitch outside, ball 1. One 0, one out. Bottom of the fourth. Takes high, 2-0. Weaver, after having 51 pitches through 2 innings, that one fouled back, 2-1's the count, has been able to really lower his pitches over the third and so far through the fourth inning. 2-1 is the count, 1 out, nobody on. That one low and away, 3-1. Lepley has already thrown out Weaver. So, any chance of him stealing might be severely lowered. Count goes full. 3-2-1. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. To the leadoff hitter wearing number 3. Expect Weaver to pump the heat here once more. That he does. It's just inside. Mechanicsburg has another base runner.
That'll bring up the center fielder, number 2, Caden Valentino.
Valentino comes up to the plate. With these two guys, it's going to be very tough to roll a double play. You're going to practically have to have a guy on second, him catch the ball, or one hop. It's going to have to be very quick. Runner thought about taking off, swings for a strike 1. Weaver over at first couldn't make up his mind. Maybe he thought about that first inning and how his time on the base paths ended. Takes an extra 1/4 inch of a step. Thought about going again. 0-2's the count. Highly doubt we see him steal on an 0-2 count. Maybe if we go 2-2, maybe even 3-2, we'll see him take off. But this is what Weaver's been so good at today, getting in these 0-1, 0-2 counts, getting ahead early. But Mechanicsburg's battled well. Picked off. Once again, got away. Time's going to get called. I believe it hit Brady Weaver in the back. Valentino trying to fend off some more pitches from Mad Weaver. Here comes the 0-2. That one roped on a line to center field. Strohecker giving chase. Gets under it for the second out of the inning. Parker Crownover's now fully warming up, having a lot
That'll
of
bring up the
BP.
second baseman, number 5, Gabe Magaro.
Magaro steps up to the plate. Mechanicsburg 1 run on 4 hits with 2 errors. Runner on first, 2 outs. Here comes the first pitch. Blocked. Up, he steps to the right out of frame. 1-0's the count. We saw Crownover get back into his flow, into his form in his last appearance against Cedar Cliff. Pickoff. Once again gets away, but not far enough for Weaver to take second. 1-0 is the count. Runner on first, 2 outs. If you're just joining us, Mifflin County leads 5-1 on 8 hits with 1 error for the Huskies. Mechanicsburg, 1 run, 4 hits, 2 errors. Mifflin County got swept by the Wildcats last season, trying to rebound in very well fashion. There's the 1-0. Weaver takes an extra quarter of a step, takes high, 2-0. You got to be thinking, how much is in the arm left for Weaver? If I had to guess, Weaver would be throwing next Tuesday when our Huskies have one of, if not the only night game of the season, where our Huskies travel to Cumberland Valley. So that one gets through the 5-6 gap. Station-to-station ball here. Runner thought about taking third. Throws it in. 2-1, 2 out for the cleanup hitter.
That'll bring up the designated hitter, number 14, Micah Solomon.
Solomon. 5 earned runs, 8 hits allowed on the mound. Let's see if he can do better at the plate. Hasn't had the best starts, really the best days. This would be a great time to rebound. Once again, a runner in scoring position for the Wildcats. Sets, fires. First pitch, call it strike 1. Once again, Weaver gets ahead early. Can he finally put someone away? 2 out, 2 on. Just joining us, Miflin County leads 5-1. Sets, fires. Takes ball 1. 1-1, 2 outs, 2 on. You know, Weaver's objective in this game, talking to him a little bit before the game, throw strikes. I know I said earlier it sounds simple. It's not. This team can hit very well. They put up 8 against State College in their last outing. Blocked by Lepley. 2-1's the count. He's thrown a lot of early strikes. And Mechanicsburg just does enough to battle back, get back into counts, draw walks, get hits, get on base in any way. But only one has been able to cross home plate for the Wildcats. 2-1. Weaver. That one roped center field. Strohacker giving chase. That's the third out of the inning. Mifflin County leads 5-1 heading into the 5th. Don't go anywhere. You're watching MCTV Baseball. Welcome back to MCTV Baseball. If you're just joining us, my name's Aiden Stevens. We've played through four. Mifflin County leads by 4, with 4 in the top half of the third inning. That one just missed the corner on the warm-up. Maybe the pitcher has a problem with me back here behind the plate.
Leading off for Mifflin County, number 44, Chase Leister, the designated hitter.
It'll be Leister versus Coleman. Coleman, the Leister. Here's the first pitch. Takes ball 1 on the outside part of the plate. Coleman gave a little shake of the head, didn't like the call. 1-0's the count to the senior v senior matchup. Coleman, the southpaw, delivers, swings on that slider. That slider is cruel. That's one of the best sliders I've seen in the mid-pen. Dare I say the best so far in the 26 campaign. It is so much late break. So now here's the 1-1. Leister chops one down the line at third. Tough play over at first. He beat it out. Leister has a single. Leister making up for the... Leister, I guess, making up for the... Now,
That'll bring up the third baseman, number 17, Leakin Rubel.
Smart call here by head coach Ray Hoppel. Joel Beamer has a lot of speed on him, but he hasn't had the best season so far at the plate. Bringing him in to run, very smart decision for Leister. Leister's already gotten hosed at home. So now Rubel steps up, pick off, no doubt. One on, nobody out. Top half of the 5th, Huskies lead by 4. Sets and fires. That one outside. Beamer's going to take off for second. That one gets into the Husky dugout. It's out of play, so runner will stay at second. 1-0's the count. Another runner in scoring position for the Huskies. A lot of offense. But the scoreboard doesn't show just truly how much offense there is. Now, yes, 5-1 is a fairly well-sized score, especially through 5 innings. Or through 4, my apologies. Rubel didn't pull the bunt back in time. 1-1's the count. Lepley is on deck. Hartung in the hole. Less of a weird double play or a sac fly, gun down at third or home. We will get to Hartung, who's in the hole. 1-1. That one chopped back foul. 1-2's the count. Mifflin County trying to capitalize on an opportunity here. Scored every other inning, scored in all the odd innings, so history says that Mifflin County should be able to bring one in here this inning. Here comes the 1-2 to the third baseman. Full field, sets and fires. That one chopped to third. Going to be a tough play. There's an error at short or third. Rubel has another infield single, and 2 are on for Lepley, who hit an absolute monster of a shot. If he were to pull it just a little bit to the left, it would have definitely had a shot of going.
That'll bring up the catcher, number 11, Easton Lepley.
So I believe Mifllin County just got a dugout warning, which, funny story actually. After the second Cedar Cliff game, one of the key points head coach Ray Hopple talked about was keeping the energy up in the dugout. He would say, I would rather, as Lepley takes ball one, I would rather have to yell at you guys to quiet down than nothing be said at all. Or in the sense that the dugout is quiet. So, not sure if that's what Hopple fully quite meant, but he got his wish. I will give him that. Here comes the 1-0. Take strike one. One's across the board. One ball, one strike. For, as they call them here, sticks. Number 11, two number ones, they look like sticks. Two on. Nobody out. Mifflin County looking to try and score again. Here comes the 1-1. Lepley swings through strike two. That one had some movement outwards. Lepley already has 2 RBIs in this game, trying to get some more. Coleman gets the call from the catcher. Takes a look back at Beamer. Sets and fires. Takes ball 2. Two-two's the count. Two on. 2-2's the count. Nobody out in the frame. Top of the 5th. Mifflin County leads by 4. 5 runs, 8 hits, 1 error. 4 errors for the Wildcats. 5 hits, 1 run. Sets, fires. Takes outside, will go full. Count is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out. 2 on. Highly unlikely, but maybe see some movement in the runners. Beamer's a lot of speed over on second. They're going to focus on him rather than Rubel over it. Going from first to second. They aren't going. 3-2. It takes inside. Lepley with a hard-earned walk. Gets on base once more. Hartung in a prime position. We have a courtesy runner here and a mound visit. Walters is going to courtesy run for him. We're going to take a break. Don't go anywhere. You're watching MCTV Baseball. Welcome back. MCTV Baseball. Bases are juiced for Hartung. Nobody out. Infield playing in here once again. Take strike one. But once the count to the varsity quarterback. Pitched as well this season. Currently playing second base. Here comes the 0-1. Swings through strike two. Husky dugout supporting their second baseman. And a 0-2 count. Miflin was in this spot. He battled back to get a walk. Walk would score a run now in this situation. Sets, fires. Takes outside. It's now a 1-2 count to Hartung. Sets. The delivery and fires. Hartung swings through strike three. That'll be the first out of the inning. And Gerwick comes up to the plate.
That'll bring up the first baseman, number 43, Chad Gerwick.
Gerwick got to first base last time. Last plate appearance. Trying to do the same here, and doing so would score a run. Even a sac fly, I think the Huskies would take right now. Add on as much insurance as they can get. That hit him. Dead ball, and it's going to score a run. Held back on the slider, the Huskies. You don't usually see a hit by pitch RBI. But Mifllin County. It's now 6-1 advantage Huskies.
That'll bring up the right fielder, number 4, Reese Christine.
Now Christine comes up to the plate with Strohecker on deck. Bases jammed, 1 out for the 9-hitter. You have a guy who's 3 for 3 on the day up at the plate. Sets, fires, swings through strike 1. It's an 0-1 count to the right fielder. Coolfield delivers the 0-1 to Christine. Takes outside, one's across the board. 1 in, 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Although I personally, and I think a lot of our spectators at Capolio's Field last time out, had the problem of being too cold. I'm having the exact opposite problem. That one roped right to the shortstop. Gets the double play. And an unfortunate end to the inning for the Huskies. But they do score a run and get some insurance. Don't go anywhere. You're watching MCTV Baseball. Welcome back, MCTV Baseball. If you're just joining us, Mifllin County scored 6 here through 5 innings, and Parker Crownover is going to take over the bump. After Weaver had a
Leading
hard
off for the
fought through
Wildcats
4
in the
innings.
home half. Number 4, the catcher, Calvin Collier.
Collier steps up into the plate. Sets, fires first pitch from Crownover, low in the dirt for ball 1. Saw Parker get back into his form in that second game against Cedar Cliff. Trying to bring that same game here as our strike 1. Here comes the 1-1. Takes strike 2 on a nasty curveball. 1-2 quickly the count. Crownover, a very quick pitcher. He's set before the batter's even in the box. Already knows what he's throwing. Here's the 1-2. Outside, 2-2. He gets the ball, not even 5 seconds later, he's already set, ready to go. Here's the 2-2. Swings through strike 3. He struck him out on the curve. Miflin County, I believe that's their first or their second strikeout of the game.
That'll bring up
Not a lot of strikeouts.
Number 28, Parker Ball.
Parker Ball now steps up to the plate, but not a lot of strikeouts from Weaver. He did get a lot of 0-2 counts, though. Still a great performance. 4 innings, around 80 pitches. 1 earned run allowed. Huskies will take that all day. That one's in the dirt for ball 1. 1 owns the count. Now, reckon the sample size is small for Crownover, but Crownover's been able to battle back while Weaver was able to get ahead early. So here's the 2-0. Take strike 1. 2-1's the count, with 1 out in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Mifflin County leads by 5. We're just joining us. My name's Aiden Stevens here. There's strike 2. My apologies. Rickenbach, Shirley Field. 2 balls, 2 strings, 1 out. Here's the pitch. He struck him out. 2 up, 2 down for Crownover. 2 batters faced. 2 Ks on the board.
That'll bring up the right fielder, number 6, Bryson Knorr.
Bryson Knorr now comes up to the plate. A rare quick inning so far. That's their strike 1. Here comes the 0-1. Sets, fires. That one chopped to first. Gerwick gives it over to Crownover. That's a pretty quick inning, if I do say so myself. Huskies go hit in the 6th. Don't go anywhere. You're watching MCTV Baseball. We welcome you back to MCTV Baseball. Huskies lead by 5 here on the road at Mechanicsburg. Evan Strohacker, who, knock on some wood, is perfect so far. 3 for 3.
Now batting
3
number
singles.
23, Evan Strohacker.
If you were to bet on a guy who would have the most singles in all of the mid-pad, I think Evan Strohacker would be a pretty safe bet. He has 3 here today. Grounded to second base. Tough play. Throw over to first. In time for the out. Well, I knocked on wood, so you can't blame me for that one.
Now batting the pitcher, number 8, Parker Crownover.
Crownover now at the plate. Takes ball 1. 1-0's the count to the pitcher. We have a final from State College. Cumberland Valley beats the Little Lions 4-1. That final coming in just a couple minutes ago. We also have some other score updates we'll give. Crownover swings through strike 1. First, let's stick with Mifflin County. Our softball girls are taking on Mechanicsburg as well. They are currently trailing 10-5 in the top half of the 6th inning. One's across the board. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. We'll have one more score update here after this pitch. Crownover fouls that back. I think he might have been aiming for us. Actually, we have a final. Chambersburg beat the Colts from Cedar Cliff 3-2. Count is 1-2. Here comes the 1-2 to Crownover. Take strike 3. It's a little shake of the head. Doesn't like the call. He'll be down on strikes. Call shy now comes up to the plate. After
I'll bring up the shortstop, number 15, Carl Shirey.
After 4.5 innings of really long baseball being played, these last 2 innings are like the flash. They have just, I think, flown by would be an understatement. Coleman sets, fires. Takes strike 1. Gives a shake of the head. 0-1's the count. Carl hits one high on what goes into the bullpen. 0-2 count. Oh, 2. 2 outs. Here comes the 0-2. Swings at one in the dirt. They're going to call the batter out. That'll be the end of the top of the 6th. Don't go anywhere. You're watching MCTV Baseball.
Leading off for the Wildcats, the first baseman, number 13, Will Lucas.
Will Lucas, 8-9-1 due up in the order here. First pitch to Lucas. Takes low in the dirt for ball one. Overheard the Mechanicsburg dugout saying, focus on the curveball. Speaking of a curveball, Shirey going to be a tough play. The throw over to first. Beautiful play from Shirey, the shortstop. One up, one down. Great play by
That'll bring
Shirey.
up the left fielder, number 29, Aaron Ilgenfritz.
Ilgenfritz steps up to the plate. Great play by Shirey. Great pick by Gerwick over at first. So he stepped up in the absence of Jaden Smith, who will be returning next game this coming Friday, where our Huskies host Mount Union. Hope to see you there as well here on MCTV Baseball. My name is Aiden Stevens. I'd like to thank you all for tuning in here on this beautiful Wednesday afternoon. Hope you, after this game, hope you go outside and enjoy the nice weather while it's sun's still out. Got a good, I'd say hour and a half, maybe even 2 if you're lucky. That one called strike one. 2-1's the count. I mean, it is absolutely gorgeous out. You could take a dip in the pool. I'm not sure about that one. 3-1's the count. Maybe if you have a heater in your pool, then you can go out and take a swim. Other than that, I wouldn't. Take strike 2. Count goes full. But nonetheless, you guys get my point. It is a gorgeous day out. Here comes the full count pitch. That one's in the dirt. Mechanicsburg has their first base runner against Parker. That comes 4 outs.
Up here the shortstop, number 3, Grady Weaver.
Now Grady Weaver comes up to the plate. Top of the order due up here. Runner takes his lead over at first. Sets, fires. Curveball. High for ball one. Even if Mechanicsburg hypothetically were to hit a grand slam, they'd still be down. They're down by 5. Take strike 1. One's across the board. 1 on. 1 out. Count is 1-1 to the leadoff hitter. Here comes the 1-1. That one just missed the corner. 2-1's the count. Two on. Runner on first. 1 out. Expect Crowner to go to that curveball. I was wrong, but it worked out. 2-2's the count. 1 out. Now I think he'll go to the curveball. Get a chase pitch here, maybe. You have a pitch in your disposal. Here comes the 2-2. I was wrong once more. 4, 6. No play at first. Beat it out. Smart play by Hartung to get the lead runner. Shirey thought about it, thought better of it.
That'll bring up the center fielder, number 2, Caden Valentino.
Valentino now steps up to the plate. Mifflin County just 4 outs away from getting a win against Mechanicsburg that eluded them last season. Got swept. This would be a great way to rebound here. So that one's going to get to the backstop. Runner's going to have second easily. Runner in scoring position once again. For in 5 out of the 6 innings, they've had runners in scoring position. Mifflin County, I believe, has had 4. I could be wrong on that. Don't fact check me on that. Runner on second. 1 is the count. Crown over. Deep breath. Steps off. 1-0. Still the count. Be really nice for Mifflin County just to use 1. Takes a fastball for strike 1. Really be nice for Mifflin County to only use 1 pitcher, seeing how they have a 3-game week. Obviously. Or 4-game week, my apologies. The doubleheader last week. Cumberland Valley's next week. My apologies. Mechanicsburg today, and then Friday Mount Union. That one hit on a line right to the quarterback. Miflin County 3 outs away. See if they can add some insurance. Don't go anywhere. You're watching MCTV Baseball. The Huskies are 3 outs away from pulling out a second straight win against the Wildcats. My apologies, their second straight win of the season. This one against the Wildcats.
Leading off for Mifflin County, the left fielder number 1, Joel Beamer.
Now Beamer steps up to the plate. He's been playing left field. Chris Stein's been DHing for him, but they're going to let him hit this inning. After an explosive first 3 innings, Mifflin County has only scored 1 run. That was in the 5th ever since the top half of the 3rd. Now we are in the 7th. Here's the first pitch from Coleman. That one takes ball 1 in the dirt. Here comes the 1-0 to Beamer. Beamer takes ball 2. Two O's to count. Coleman sets and fires. That one nearly hit him. 3-0. Catcher Easton leftly told Beamer, quote unquote, "We got ice," telling him to just wear that one off. He will be fine. But Beamer gave a little shake of the head no. When this team is playing at their best, I truly think that they can beat anybody. That one takes ball 4. Beamer, with some speed, gets on to first base. But nonetheless, when Mifflin County's playing, when they're having fun,
I guess if that third baseman, number 17, Lincoln Rubel.
As I was saying, when this team looks like they're having fun, they're getting loud in the dugout. This team plays well. They hit the ball well. They have 8 hits. They've held this team to 1 run. The situational pitching has just been stellar as they're strike 1 to Rubel. But nonetheless, my point still stands. When this team is playing and having fun, the first game against Cedar Cliff in Chambersburg, the dugout seemed dead in energy. It seemed like they don't want to be there. I'm going to be honest, I didn't have as much energy. In the booth, that one pushed foul out of play. But I truly, Before the game, the second game against Cedar Cliff, Mifllin County scored 6 total runs across 4 games. Across their last 2, they've scored 13, averaging 6.5 runs a game over their last 2, really helping their run total on the season. And this is sort of what they're going to rely on, because last season they relied on their senior pitching, their pitching ability. Runner takes off for second. It's a ball low, play at the bag. There is none. Beamer has a stolen base, and there's a runner in scoring position with nobody out. But there must have been a switch that flicked from that 30-minute break between game 1 and game 2. The Huskies got 1, and I think they can get the ball rolling. Looking at their schedule, they can very much win their next 4. Rubel holds back. Did not go. 2-2's the count. But they have Mount Union, which they lost to last season, but I think they can very well beat. They have Cumberland Valley next week on Tuesday, and then Central Dauphin that Thursday the following week. And then the week after that, you have 2 District 6 games, and then the Curve Invitational swings through strike 3. That'll be the first out of the top of the 7th. But this team could be getting hot at the right time. The only problem is the Huskies don't have as many arms as they do last.
Number 11, Easton Lepley.
The Huskies don't have as many arms as they do last season, but they've been able to rally behind Hartung and Weaver as their 2 main guys. Crownover's been a great guy in relief this season. Beamer on second, Lepley at the plate. Had a moonshot out the left center. That one's going to get out of play. Runner's going to have third. Infield's playing in now. 1-0 count. 1 out for number 11. Trying to make it 7 runs in the last 2 games each for the Huskies. Sets fires. Lepley fouls that one out of play. Hit a tree. I'm sure Lepley was intending to do that. I mean, when you say ones across the board, number 11, 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on base. I mean, you can't make it up. It truly is ones across the board. Sets fires. Swung around for strike 2. 1-2's the count. One ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runner on third for the Huskies. Set fly would do just fine. Swings through strike 3. So he's out. Catcher tagged him originally. Now Austin McKnight's going to hit here for Chase Hartung.
Now batting for Miflin County, number 45, Austin McKnight.
Two outs, runner on third. McKnight getting his first plate appearance since Chambersburg. Takes ball 1 low. And Garwick is on deck if we get there. Here comes the 1-0. McKnight takes strike 1. Or 1-1, my apologies. 2 outs. That one fouled back behind home plate. 1-2. Nonetheless, even if Mifflin County doesn't get this runner home, Still an impressive day at the plate. Here comes the 1-2. Takes ball 2 on the outside part of the plate. Coleman thought it was strike 3. He started making a stroll back to the dugout. Now it's 2s across the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. My apologies. That sun is blaring from left field. Down onto the left-handed hitters. Here comes the 2-2 to McKnight. Swings through strike 3. That'll end the top half of the 7th. Huskies are 3 outs away from coming out of Mechanicsburg with a victory. Don't see how this one ends. Don't go anywhere. You're watching MCTV Baseball.
The second baseman, number 5, Gabe Magero.
3 outs away the Huskies are from pulling out a second straight victory. Takes ball 1. Crownover still on the bump. He would most likely be the closer unless everything catches fire, really. There's strike 1. 1-1 count. 3, 4, 5 do open the order, so some pop. Strike 2. Nasty curveball. Here comes the 1-2. Miss. Ball 2. We'll have 2-2. Nobody out. Here comes the 2-2. That one's high. We'll go full. Here comes the payoff pitch. Hit back up the middle. Nothing nobody can do. Mechanicsburg has a base runner here in the bottom half of the last inning.
That'll bring up the designated hitter, number 14, Micah Solomon.
Solomon now comes up to the plate. He's had a frustrating day at the plate on the bump. Take strike 1. Shake of the head does not like the call. That one looked high, maybe even a little inside, but here on MCTV, we won't complain about that one. Hopefully he's going to go talk to Crownover. Oh, 1. Nobody out. Bottom half of the 7th. That one hit 4, 6 in time at first. So it'll only be the 1 out. But gets the lead runner out, so the Huskies will take that. Now they are 2 outs away. Coach Hopple's going to call for time. Not sure what for? Really wish we had a mic on head Coach Hopple. Let's see what... He asked the umpires for something. Let's see what they're going to call. Never hurts to check.
That'll bring up the
One
catcher.
out.
Number 4, Calvin Collier.
Coleman could be the last batter. He could be a mini hero, I guess, to start a rally here. Runner on first, 1 out. Double play ends it. Anything else keeps the Wildcats alive for 1 more at bat. Takes ball 1 inside. 1 is the count. Mifflin County has not won a road game all season. Take strike 1. Looks like the runner on first wanted to try and steal second. Tripped over his own feet, got back. One's across the board for possibly the last time tonight. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Ground over sets. Beautiful curveball. 1-2's the count. 1 strike away from being 1 out away from getting a victory. Here comes the 1-2. Chopped foul. We'll do it again. Oh, it threw Lepley's legs. It somehow hit the umpire's mask. Don't see that a whole lot. 1-2. Here's the count. Collier still fighting here. Here's the 1-2. Outside. 2-2's the count. Ground over, looks back. Here comes the 2-2. That's high. Count is full. Three balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runner on first. Ground over, takes a look back. The payoff pitch. Chopped over to first. Gerwick takes it over to first himself for the second out. Now the Huskies are 1 out away from coming out of Mechanicsburg with a victory. Team Mifflin County did not beat last season. Would be nice to get a victory over them. Would guarantee at least a split. Or later in the season, the Wildcats come back to Capolia's field.
Now up to bat, the third baseman, number 31, Charlie Lennon.
2 outs, runner on second. Another inning where Mechanicsburg has had a runner in scoring position. They've had 6 out of the 7 innings. The runner, RISP. Runner in scoring position. That one's high, 1-0. Mifflin County, unless a ultimate catastrophe happens, is going to prove to get back to 500. The first time since their game against Altoona. It's a 2-0 count. Looked like a strike to me. Didn't get the call, nonetheless. Here comes the 2-0. That one popped, fly, and this should do it. Right center field. Strohecker getting under it. That's the game. Huskies have 4 in the top half of the third to win this one 6-1. Thank you for watching MCTV. My name's Aiden Stevens. It's been an honor being your host. We'll see you Friday, where our Huskies take on Mount Union. Be safe and have a good rest of your night.